So in case you missed it, last time we missed our high-speed rail train, so we're getting a 3-hour taxi over 300 kilometers from Hangzhou to Wuyuan. This is going to cost us over £80, which might seem like a lot, but between the 4 of us, we still think that's really good value for the distance that we're traveling. And because we're so jet-lagged, we thought this would be the nicest option. 你要被拍吗？大家好，我是戴淑萱，我来自英国，欢迎回到我的频道。So I'm in China, and we're here on a little 2-week journey to try and see what life is like here. We started in Shanghai, where I used to live 12 years ago. I found it to be much more modern, quieter, and less smoggy than it used to be, probably thanks to all the electric cars now. Then we went to Hangzhou, which is another huge city, and there were lots of modern developments there too. People in these big cities aren't that surprised to see foreigners anymore, but they are still really surprised if you speak fluent Chinese. What I'm more interested in, though, is what life is like away from these big cities. So we're going on a little journey towards central China. We're going to Wuyuan, Shangrao, Jiujiang, and then a stopover at Wuhan before ending up in Zhangjiajie. Along the way, we'll try and get a glimpse of what maybe some more rural life is like, and maybe even how people think. So let's see what we find. This place actually really reminds me of Santorini in Greece because it's one of those places where the scenery is beautiful, but there's just so many tourists that your experience is not quite what you expected it to be. So Florence, what did you think of Huanglingcun?
It was absolutely stunning. I loved it. It was really, really beautiful. The colors, the old village. I love this traditional Chinese style. And it's so nice that it's been preserved. It was super busy though.
So what are we doing now?
We're gonna go and find some food, some grub. Okay. And then, yeah, going on to the next scenic location, which is just lovely, having such a nice day.
Nice. So the flowers that are usually here on the hills have been turned into a drink which is like special for this area. Cool. Oh yeah, it's like an iced tea. A little bit sweet but not too sweet. That's actually really nice. Yeah, I love that. Ooh. So at the high-speed rail station, and Florence seems to think that this sweet that she bought does some sort of frying motion.
I feel like I've heard of this, but I'm not sure if it's real or not. Let's see. How do I... Nice clean frying pan. Okay, get this topping candy on here.
Is it not very nice?
I've had better eggs. It's a bit strange, but it was a fun thing to do. 我们在上饶耶。Going up the outdoor escalator at night. This is fun for us, boyfriend, because we don't have this. I'm outside on an escalator at night.
好啊，那昨天我们又去黄陵村，然后搜索黄陵村的时候，我又找到很多很漂亮的照片。然后那个地方的确很漂亮，但是问题是那里的游客太多了。我们想找一些比较真正的中国。懂我的意思吗？就是比较偏远的一些很普通的老百姓，就是进行他们普通的生活这样子。所以我又问一下我们的酒店的接待员，哪里可以找到一些不一定是很漂亮的地方，主要是没有游客的。他们完全不知道该怎么答应，他们一直跟我说啊，可以去这个老街啊。然后我再问一下他们，那边的人会多吗？他们说哦会啊，游客很多。我说没有，我们不想去那种地方，我们想去比较普通的。你们知道我的意思吗？那感觉线不是那么容易找的，所以这是今天我们的目标，是走走看一下普通人的生活而已。也许像昨天一样，我们可以找一个出租车司机，愿意带我们一整天去更远的地方。所以总的来说，今天没什么计划，但是我们还是很期待今天的安排。中国，我爱你。 We ended up walking around and we found someone to go for a massage. It was crazy cheap, like 100 yuan for 80 minutes.
It was really, really good, and again, I felt like it was probably the most intense massage of my life.
It was quite unusual that she did our stomachs, and it was like kneading dough. I haven't experienced that before.
That was so strange.
Let's do a massage like every day, yeah? Or as many days as we can.
Let's. Maybe not as intense as that one today.
Okay. So it's the evening time and we've come back for our hot pot. So I think that level of spicy is probably going to kill us, but we'll see. He's filming us, so I'm filming him back. Let's have a standoff, see who's going to stop first.
He definitely doesn't want to be.
It's a film off.刚刚是有警察过来说时间一定到了，晚上9点半一定需要结束啊！我有拜托警察可不可以多唱几首，他们说不行，他们说明天再来，但明天我们就走了，怎么办？所以就是这样子唱。This is Wangxiangu. We're at a very beautiful place now called Wangxiangu, which is near Shangrao. There's a delicious street. Amazing, I'm so hungry.
A few moments later.
So, yeah, it's really nice here. It's really nice to be in nature. There's just a different quality to it, like a different smell. What we are quite surprised about is how much of a tourist resort it feels like again. Like yesterday, we basically failed to find that sort of low-key, everyday life type vibe. We ended up just spending the whole day in Shangrao, which we actually really enjoyed. You know, we got a massage, got some food, walked around a little bit. We didn't do that much, but we just got a feel for the place. And I think we're going to try and do more of that. While we really love these sorts of beautiful scenic spots, we're not so keen on things being designed especially for tourism. We tend to find that a little bit maybe whitewashed, and it just feels a bit more fake, I suppose. So I find it a bit of a shame that all of the places I've searched for that are worth going to have ended up being like tourist resorts. But it's something that we've learnt and we've experienced that as well, which is also cool. Look, it's a very peaceful, lovely place. But then we've also got a multi-story car park at the back there. It says carefully slide, which means 小心地滑, but I think it should mean 小心地滑, the floor is slippy. So in English we would say careful, the floor is wet. So we're on the high-speed rail to Zhejiang, and this is my new favourite flavour of crisps. It's cucumber flavour. We have this brand in the UK, but we don't have cucumber flavour. It sounds quite strange, but it's actually really refreshing. And I'm not sure if you can hear, but all around me, there's different sounds from people playing the videos on their phone out loud without headphones. That is quite shocking in the UK. Like, you have to use headphones, otherwise people will be quite annoyed with you. So it's just quite surprising to hear so many sounds on the train. We have arrived at another massive station. Hello. Okay, so it's actually day 9 now of our trip, Now, interestingly, we haven't actually seen any foreigners basically in about 4 days. And what also surprises me is that basically no one has really tried to speak English to us. We've had a couple of people say, "Where are you from?" or "Hello," like people shouting hello at us. It could also be because then I speak Chinese, so people just talk to me in Chinese and don't really seem to want to practice their English that much. So you might be wondering why we're doing this specific route if it's so not that popular for tourists. We wanted to go somewhere that's off the beaten path, seeing what's in this part of the country, because I've never been here before. When I think of this part of the world, it's just a black box. I have absolutely no idea what's here. So I was just really curious to see what's here. And so I'm so glad that we've come here. So today we're just going to have another chill day. The weather has become cooler, so we're going to go exploring on foot, find some things to eat, and maybe try some treatments that we can't get back in the UK, like tire. I really need this and it's hard to find in the UK. And also maybe something like 正骨 or some 针灸. So let's see what we get up to today. So I basically just put 正骨 into the Baidu maps and found this random little place. But that guy really knew his stuff. You could just tell, like, he would analyze your body and then touch somewhere and you're like, oh my God, yes, that's it. My problem is that my left shoulder is like higher and I've got this kind of like issue here. Turns out that it's really sore here. So he reckons I've got a tight muscle, which is pulling on everything. So I'm gonna try and stretch that out and massage it more. And he gave me this to put on it. But yeah, he seemed like a really nice guy. I just thought it was so cool, like such a local experience to see him in this little shop and just all the locals coming, and he would do them all at once. Like someone would come and say, "Oh, doctor, like my waist hurts," and he'd be like, "All right, give me a sec." And then he'd do some little analysis, and then he'd be doing like 3 patients at the same time. So lucky that we ran into that guy because I really enjoyed that. Yeah. Should we teach them how to do Western dancing?
I mean, I could do Scottish. I could do like Scottish country dance.
Yeah. Oh, 我先休息一下。
Susie, we could literally. No. Done, we've done enough. This guy is our dance partner, but we've done enough.
Should we run away?
Yes. That was good fun, but I'm now just like, this could go on all night, right?
Yes, I think we'll be here forever if we don't leave right now. Yeah. So we're at Lushan and we're at 0 kilometers. How many left to go?
7?
Yeah, just 7 kilometers left. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
1 minute later.
We've gone 5 steps up the road and we've stopped for a coffee.
So good. Fresh coconut milk. It was like
delicious coffee.
So delicious.
But yeah, let's actually do the hiking now. Yay! 加油! Oh, thank God, it's a bit flatter now. We're over halfway.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're 888 meters above sea level. We've done about 7,000 steps. And we've only burned 180 calories. God damn it, that's like half a chocolate bar. So we've been told it's about 10 minutes and then we'll come across some monkeys. And then half an hour to the top, which is not too bad. But then you have to pay 180 yuan just to go into the top. Crazy. Which seems a bit cheeky because we walked all the way up here and then it's like bam, 18 pounds to get in.
Cheek.
It's like who owns this mountain? Why are they charging us?
The monkeys.
Oh my God, so cute. So many. They're literally so cute. Oh, there's a baby one. Hi, Kaela.
This is absolutely amazing, and I'm so sweaty. This is
so
actually.
Cute.
I might cry.
Oh, we're so happy. So happy. Wow, this is pretty steep. Don't fall off the edge. That's it. We've made it. It's a bit misty, but we can roughly see. Yay, we made it. Woo! We travelled a fair mission to get to the cable car because everything is just so big in China. But it does look quite cool and I'm excited to go on it. Wow, this is the bougiest cable car I've ever been in. By bougie, I mean like modern and high class and fancy.
So fancy.
It feels really weird how it's dark inside the cable car, but it does mean that you can kind of see outside. It's just a shame that we missed the sunset. It's like a roller coaster. No! Going down into darkness. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Guys, we have some serious issues. In China, you cannot pop to places. There is no popping, and by pop, I mean go somewhere quickly. You can't pop to the station. No, that takes half an hour. You can't pop out of the station to your hotel. That's another half an hour. You can't pop from the cable car station to the parking lot or the taxi rank, because that's another half an hour walk. Oh, we've been trying to find our Didi for ages and he's not allowed to come up, so we have to go find him. It's a whole saga, okay? So just, you guys need to know that in England, we pop places like, oh, it's just round the corner. But in China, it's like, round that corner is half an hour walk down there and then left. I don't know why he's running, but
Why?
because he realized that he could not pop, and so he had to run.
And pop, so he's running.
Yeah. Finally, we made it. What a day, eh?
It's actually been great though. Like, it's been an adventure.
Yeah, we had some really good exercise.
Yeah.
Now let's find some dessert. So we've arrived in Wuhan! Unfortunately now known as the birthplace of something, but let's see what else it has to offer. Yay! Arrived in our hotel room. Looks like someone is pretty obsessed with Jay Chou. I mean, all of the magazines here are Jay Chou. Then we have all of these postcards. Every single one is Jay Chou. And he's even above the bed.
What's in here? Oh!
And it goes on. Posters. Every single one of Jay Chou.
Yeah.
Should we be scared?
I'm a bit terrified, yeah.
Very bad. This is Florence's first experience trying durian.
Bit nervous. Heard this smells or tastes very weird. I'm really undecided about this. It kind of tastes very strange. A bit like stinky tofu. Like, am I... Oh, I don't know about that.
Wuhan just feels like a mix between a massive city but also really local. Overall, people haven't been that interested in staring at us as much as in like Shangrao and Wuyuan. But yeah, it feels more sort of like people are just going about their regular lives. It's not too flashy, it's just like a really real type place, right?
It feels really nice to just see people living normally. It's not perfect, but that's also like part of it being a nice local place that people live.
We just want to find something that's not pretending to be anything, it just is what it is.
Yeah, like real life. Yeah, completely.
Look, it's like a mini Big Ben. Kind of. Something as simple as crossing the road to get to the other side is not that easy in China. If you look at a map and see that it's just round the corner, but that is the corner opposite there, and you have to cross the road, these are the challenges that we face on the day-to-day. Ooh, delicious. See, Wuhan is such a fun place because it's a mix of the old and the new. There's so much going on here. So for the first time in my life just now, I craved potatoes. I've never craved potatoes before. They're such a boring food. But just then I was like, oh my God, I really need potatoes. I haven't eaten potatoes in so long. And these are really, really good. We've been trying to find vegetarian food. The trouble is that we had the whole conversation about 没有肉, okay, 完全没有肉, 他吃素的, and all of this. And then at the last second, she's like, okay, I'm gonna add some pork floss on now. And it's like, no! We just talked about this. But we managed to get this food, which is like deep fried aubergine, lian-o, lotus root, tofu, and potatoes. So good. So yeah, overall I've really enjoyed being in Wuhan. It feels like a really cool mix of older culture and more modern culture mixed together. And people seem quite relaxed, I would say. There's a lot of laughing, people talking loudly. As you can see and hear, it's a very buzzing place. So it's really opened my eyes. So today is day 11 of the trip and we're going to the train station to get a 5-hour train to Zhangjiajie. It's pretty early, so we are quite tired today.
Dear passenger, this is Chunder Railway Station.
So chunder in British English is to vomit, and it's very slangy and it's used a lot by young people. So that sounds very funny that we're at Chunder Station, vomit station. So this morning we've got up early, we got an hour taxi followed by a 20-minute bus, and now we're on a little cart going up the mountain to see the famous Avatar Sending Yuan. How did you get all the way up here, huh? So we made it to the highlight of our trip. This is the famous Zhangjiajie.
It's amazing.
And Florence sadly needs to leave tomorrow. It's her last day today because she's going to Japan.
Yeah, first time in Japan, looking forward to it.
So how have you found China?
Wow, it's been like a mix. It's been a mix of like amazing things, some cultural shocks, definitely.
What were the culture shocks?
So I think certainly the squat toilets have just like confused me a lot. And I'm not a fan.
Is there anything else that surprised you about China?
I feel like the positive and professional way in which the officials have been talking to us, and people, you know, when we ask for help, information centres and things, I feel like they're really helpful, and it's been really appreciated and polite and curious about us, and that's just been lovely. I would say that, again, the spitting, and not just the spitting, like a negative maybe would be the spitting, and the sound, that is just like, if I never hear that again, that will be great.
So yeah, I'm gonna miss you. I've still got 3 days left, so we'll have to find out what I can do when you're gone.
Oh, you'll be amazing. You'll meet some nice people, definitely.
Yeah. Bye. Aww.
I'm gonna go over here now.
This is, oh my god, this is a terrifying bus. I'm definitely gonna be sick. Oh my god, guys, I'm so scared. I just dropped my GoPro for the first time this trip. I don't think you can see it, but it's like in between, on top of a tree right at the back there. But the thing is, if we went down there, that is a slidey slope into absolutely nothing. You'll just drop straight off the edge of this cliff into the abyss. So I'm going nowhere near that, but that's terrifying. The thought of even going there is filling me with fear, and my knees are shaking. Oh my god, the fact that I just dropped my GoPro and the way it bounced down the cliff has just made us feel so scared of falling off here. It's just so steep. Like, Florence is literally terrified and wants to leave. Oh my god. It's so scary. What? Just to get the bus to the next place, we have to have our faces scanned. What is this about? You literally need your ID to go everywhere in China. And more security checks. As a final farewell, we've come to this market in Ulingyuan, which is near Zhangjiajie, before Florence goes to Japan tomorrow. Look, it's a double banana. Ooh, what's this fruit? I don't think I've tried haixianguo before. Mmm, delicious. Hey, 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 hey. Oh no, we're coming to the end of the market. That means Florence has to go now. Florence's final ditty has arrived. Goodbye. No. next time. Bye. Bye. See you. See you. And then there was one. 到了我的房间. Ooh. Hope it's not a sexy hotel. So it's just me today because Florence has gone home. I was wondering where I could see the sunset from, and so I asked some people and they said I should come to 72楼, and so I've come here, but it turns out that it's actually like a mini Chinese theme park, and the part where you can see the sunset is under renovation. So I haven't been able to see that, but I have had loads of conversations with people and they've been so kind. Like, they've been buying all my food and drinks and asking me like why I'm here and telling me about the history of their different provinces. It's just like so great to chat to people, and I feel really happy that my Chinese has improved to the point where I can talk about pretty much anything. That is a huge milestone for me because it was so difficult in the beginning, and it's just become so much easier and so natural now. Now, unfortunately, it is getting quite late and I kind of just need to go to bed, so I'm just going to leave and miss the light show, which is a shame because I'm sure it was going to be really good, but I just have to go to bed right now, to be honest with you. Bye, 72楼, 下次再见. This is the sort of thing that can be really confusing for foreigners. You arrive somewhere and the ticket guy says you need to go somewhere else to exchange your ticket, but you go to them and they don't know why you're there. And so then you arrive in this queue, and if you don't speak Chinese, you don't know if you're in the right queue. And then when you get to the end of the queue, there's some more messages in Chinese, which you also don't know what they say. So it can be a really confusing experience. 我到了天门山，这是我最后的行程。今天天气不好，但是我们先上山吧。This is called the Fairy Fox. And she's sleeping. Oh, she's waking up. I think it's so funny that they're still having a tour. Literally can't see anything. This reminds me of the last time I was in China and I got like a 7-hour bus to see the rice fields in Yunnan, and the weather was just like this, you couldn't see a thing. So disappointing. Well, at least I can just get to the airport early. I might see if I can try and find a massage instead. 我在网络上搜索了一下，找到了附近有这个养生馆，那我进去看一下。你好，那我看看他们可以如何帮助我。哇，好神奇的经验！你有没有看到我的背部那些东西比较黑的地方？刚好是他提到过我的肝跟胃有些问题，现在在背部那些地方也的确比较红了一些，所以现在我不要吹冷气，也不该洗澡。但是我有一点赶时间的原因是因为我有5点的火车，我从张家界西站到长沙，今晚要住在长沙机场附近，明天晚上就飞回英国了。This is at the station. I find this so funny that everyone's just relaxing and having a massage at the station. It's perfect. What a great idea. 各位旅客，广点优彩提示您。So actually, one of the things that I found most surprising during this trip is about the announcements and how frequent and how loud they are. I mean, in the UK, this would just be considered like far too annoying. The announcements are definitely more infrequent and maybe quieter, and not just incessantly like this. My conclusion is that people here must just be desensitized to sound, because if you listen, you can hear about 3 people playing things out of their phone without headphones. And this wouldn't happen in England, or if it would, it's very rebellious teenagers and everyone's sitting there hating them. I think someone would ask them to turn it off if we were in the UK. So today I'm in Changsha. I have a flight tonight at 9 p.m, so that leaves me the whole day to go and see what there's worth doing in Changsha. Luckily, 昨天的中医师傅他来自长沙，所以他有跟我推荐他最喜欢的地方，所以我们今天出去看长沙有哪些好玩的地方吧。So the first place on my list is luckily indoors because the weather is just the same as England today, cloudy and a little bit rainy, and it's called the IFS 国金中心. Let's go inside and see what it's all about. I've definitely learned the art of going to the places where there's most people, so I'm going to queue up here and see what they're trying to buy. Looks fairly interesting. Yeah, it's quite nice. Pretty fragrant. Now, I was wondering, why did someone recommend that I come to a shopping centre? Like, because in the UK, this kind of thing would be pretty boring. And I was thinking, is it that people in China are just more interested in like modernity and consumerism or something? And then I realised what it is. The toilets here are so clean. You could even sit on the toilet seat. Now that is something worth coming for. Whoa! Okay, this is pretty cool. There's a freaking ice rink in here. That is so cool. I always forget that I have to just walk across the road, and I'm always standing here waiting for the lights when there are none, because just the thought of walking out there seems a little bit dangerous. But here we go. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Okay. I didn't die this time, it's all good. So that shopping centre definitely had the highest quality things that I've seen in this whole trip. Now my next destination is Huangxinglu, Buxingjie, if I can find the way. My 4G has decided to stop working, but I've still got the little blue location marker, so it's going to be a bit of a stab in the dark, but let's see how it goes. It's always fun, isn't it? So this should be it, I reckon. Seems like a pedestrian road to me. Oh my God, I'm literally inhaling the smell of spice right now. The smell of spice is lodged in the air. It's getting into my lungs right now. Wow, okay, there's suddenly a lot of people here. So there were a ton of adverts for this place outside, but it looks like no one's here, which is kind of unnerving me. But I've come here anyway, and let's just see what it tastes like. Okay, so I just faffed around with the app for about 10 minutes, and then the food's gonna take 20 minutes to cook. So maybe that's why there's no one here. Ooh, so this is my lunch. I ordered regular spicy. Let's see if I die. Right, I've got about 18 of these to eat to myself. Not too spicy at all. It's perfect. So that turned out to be pretty nice. FYI, I think most Brits are pretty good at handling spice because we eat so much Indian food. So many people here. But I'm literally the tallest and the only white person I've seen all day. It feels so weird to look so different to other people. Yes, finally I can go for tire, so I can go back to England with squeaky clean ears. Oh, it's a little on the pricey side, but I think it needs to be done well because it's something that could potentially be dangerous. So I think I'm gonna go for it. I went for a tire and more taotan. Ooh, I'm excited. Oh God, what have I gotten myself in for? Ooh, this is quite interesting. So it's like Golden Day. I like it. I find this a bit more fun because it has a bit more of a vibe to it. These signs also seem a bit more how they used to be when I lived in Shanghai. So we found what I was looking for all along. It was literally just old school China like this. And now we're back in the modern day. Aww. I get the feeling this is like going to Piccadilly Square in London on a Saturday. Just absolutely chock-a-block. But obviously this is 10 times more. But weirdly peaceful actually. More seafood for dinner. Salty biscuit. Very soothing, almost British tea flavour. I think it's amazing to see this many people and a riot hasn't broken out. So many people. Usually in England there'd be some sort of alcohol being drunk or someone's just gone a bit mad and then there would be a fight. Here it seems pretty peaceful actually. Given the number of people, I'm surprised that more chaos hasn't broken out. But I do have a problem, which is that is the metro station and I need to get to the airport in an hour.